I don't understand this misconception about how people think that gaining weight is very easy. In fact, I would be more likely to say that it's much more difficult than cutting. In experience of trying to gain weight at this current period of time, eating upwards of 4,000 calories a day, eating my whole family serving, and still losing weight the next day. It's not a fun experience, but I've done my research and thankfully it's getting easier to put on those extra 0.1 kgs over a month period. We're making progress, lads. Let me not waste time here, because you probably should be spending this time eating instead of watching my video, but I'm going to give you a few tips on how to gain weight. Number one, track your calories. I say this every single time. You know what? Open your phone, pause the video. I'll give you 5 seconds to open your phone, go on the App Store or Play Store if you use Samsung or wherever you use, and download MyFitnessPal. This app is literally a cheat code, and if you don't have it, then you can't complain as to the fact that you're not gaining weight. Once you do that, you used to use a calculator to find your maintenance calories. So what I did, I used a calculator, which I'm going to put in the description, to find that I should be eating around 2,000, 2,200, 2,300 calories a day. Okay, well, that was a lie. I've just done the calculator again while I'm editing the video, and it says I need to eat around 2,700 calories. So even still, now I'm not eating enough. It's just brilliant, isn't it? And what you need to do after that is add a caloric surplus of around 400 calories, depending on how much you want to gain. So if you're a hard gainer, you understand that it's very hard for you to gain weight. I suggest making this surplus even larger. And if you're on like the skinnier side as well, and you don't mind gaining too much fat, again, make this surplus larger than 200, 300 calories. Make it as large as you think you can physically stick to over a long period of time. If this still isn't enough, every week I suggest adding 200 calories to your calories you're eating the week before. So let's say I eat 2,600 calories this week. Next week it should be 2,800 calories. If I still gain no weight, we're on 3k, boys. And then keep doing this until you gain an amount of weight that you feel comfortable gaining every week. And what I suggest is 1% of your body weight every week. So for me, I'm like 61, 62 kg. So 0.6 kg of weight every week should be ideal. But for me, I'm trying to stay lean, so I'm trying to gain a bit less than that. So I'm looking at 0.3 kg per week of weight gain. You get me? Things that if you think you're full and you think you've eaten enough calories, you most likely aren't, because I've made videos in the past about how certain foods affect your appetite and how much you feel full, so you can check those ones out. So if you're trying to gain weight, try and avoid those kind of foods. But if you're not tracking your calories and you still don't gain weight, you're just not eating enough, and then you can get to a point, there's no way that you can eat 7,000 calories and not gain any mass. It's just that you're not eating enough, and you need to actually stick to the amount you're supposed to eat on a consistent basis. I know, like, it's not fun, like, trying to eat. You're like, it's 11 p.m. in the night and you still have 800 calories to go, so you're just finding anything that contains 50% of fat that has so many calories. Bruv, I can't lie, at this point I might start just downing oil, because it's very difficult to gain weight at the moment, but that is not very healthy, so I'm going to stay clear of that. If you're eating a substantial amount of calories, there's not going to be no way you're not gaining weight. You get me? So you've got the caloric surplus. How are you going to actually, like, implement this into your diet? You could just simply eat more, or you could add extra calories to the meals you're already eating. So for example, what I've done recently, I've added, like, let's say I'm making rice, for example, I put in a couple tablespoons of butter into the rice, mixed it in, so that's like an extra 100, 200 calories in the serving of butter. Not butter, I'm not eating butter raw, I probably should in a moment, but in the serving of rice or with whatever it is I'm eating. So that adds up over time. For example, add avocados to your salads, put more oil in your pasta, use more cheese when you're eating your pasta, for example. Increase your intake of natural fat. So like, if you like olives, just overdose on olives, because they are quite calorie dense. But you get the picture. I don't need to go too in depth with this one, because it's quite self-explanatory. If you don't understand, then I can't lie, I have no hope for you. Next one. The next one that I recommend is to drink your calories. This is because it's easier to consume liquid calories compared to solid calories, and the way your body detects the calories you've consumed for liquids and solids is very different. So your body might feel full of a certain amount of solid calories, but might feel very hungry of the same amount of liquid calories, even if the macronutrients are exactly the same. And this is the thing, we're kind of trying to avoid. The feeling of satiation is something that's kind of counterproductive to us gaining weight, because when we're full, we don't want to eat. And this also explains why there's such an obesity like pandemic, because there's loads of stuff people drink, eat, and consume. But the fact that people drink most of their stuff these days, people have loads of sugary drinks, loads of sugary beverages, this is the main reason. And the fact that liquid calories are like harder to detect by your body, this is the main reason people are gaining a lot of weight, as we can see on our day-to-day lives. Nothing shaming them, you do your thing, but that's just not me. If these tips haven't worked for you, you might just want to invest in a weight gainer shake or powder. And this is where My Protein, you should sponsor me, because look, I'm showing off your products for free with nothing in return. So over time, if you see this, I would really represent, and I'll really be grateful if you send me a cheeky loan of 1k to my account for this referral of my viewers to your channel. Save. Anyways, enough of the jokes. Weight gainer shakes, they shouldn't be a substitute for your actual meals, but they can be a great addition, because let's say they're quite easy to prepare. All you need, and they're liquid calories as well, so all you need to do is put water or milk in them, and then you can just drink them straight, and that's like 800 calories right there. But should not be substituted for an actual meal, because these are not that, they're highly processed as well. And what I suggest, just in general, no matter if you're trying to gain weight or lose weight, is to stick to processed foods. Because when I used to be the guy that was like, oh, I'll eat anything and I'm still fine, but I've really recently started to switch up my diet a little bit, add a bit more vegetables, remove some of the processed foods, and I've realized I just feel more energized, more better, and my performance in the gym is increasing as well. Like, especially my deadlifts are just going up and up, because I feel stronger. I feel very strong now because I'm eating good, right foods. You get me? Another thing I'd try and recommend is eating the same meals every day, so kind of having a routine for what you're eating. Because let's say you consume 2,500 calories in one day with these 4 specific meals. If you eat that same thing the next day, there's no way you're not consuming, and with the same proportions and the same everything, obviously, there's no way you're consuming less or more. You're not consuming less than 2,500. Sticking to like it's not strict diet plan, but eating like similar things every day. So for example, for me, I have the same breakfast for like the last like 2 weeks. It's just easy to make, and I stick to it because it's like 1,000 calories. I might make a video in the future just like high calorie breakfast or high protein breakfast, because I feel like loads of people skip breakfast because they feel like it's a long time to make, but this literally takes me 5 minutes and it's 1,000 calories down. But yeah, man, the fact that you're eating the same meals every day makes it much easier to track your calories, as I've said previously, and that makes it more likely you're gonna stay on the task of hitting your caloric goal or your weight gain goal at the end of the week. Other things I'm gonna mention is that meal frequency can affect the amount of weight you gain, but this means that it depends on the total amount of calories you're consuming. So let's say you eat 4 meals, but each of them have 500 calories. It's the same as eating 3 meals, but all of them have 666 calories. Does that add up to 2,000? Let me get a calculator out real quick. There you go. Yeah, man, bruv, I ain't dumb. That's 600 and yeah, silence. Anyways, so it's if you're eating the same amount of calories at the end of the day, it does not matter. But if you want to increase your meal frequency, eat more in those meals than you would usually do. So let's say instead of having 400 calorie meals, you have 600 calorie meals. At the end of everything, actually, would you? At the end of everything, you'd eat more than 2,000 calories. You eat 2,400 calories. Meal frequency is not directly correlated to the amount of calories you consume, because if you eat more frequently, because you still have that feeling of fullness, so you can still consume the same amount of calories, but increase the amount you eat and the frequency at which you eat is a sure way to gain weight. Another misconception that people look at is plate size. There's many studies that kind of disprove this kind of myth, because I can't lie, if I see something on a plate and I feel like it's not enough or it's too much, I just won't finish it. There's a study that I'm going to link in the description for both of these misconceptions, because I do my research with this stuff, and if you don't believe me, you can look at that, you can read if you want to. But the fact that you don't believe me is quite saddening, because I feel like I provide very good content and many good things for people to understand and view and help people. If you apply these things I've spoken about, give you 2 weeks and you will see a steady weight gain. If you don't apply these things I'm talking about, you're gonna stay like struggling to gain weight, because I feel like I can't just wing it, because I tried to do that for like a few months but I just did not gain weight. I'll be like, oh no, I'll just eat more today. But you have to be consistent in tracking your calories and maintaining that surplus of a large amount of calories. If you do not do that, you'll start gaining weight and you go back to what you were previously. It's rather sad, but it's just reality, and reality is often disappointing, as I love to say. Anyways, I'm closing off the video now. Hope you enjoyed it. Apply these tips. Don't just watch my video and just click off and do something else. Write these things down and try and gain weight and try and apply them, because my videos are useless without application. Write them down, apply them. And anyways, I'm done now. Take care. Peace.